Alrighty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the daily roundup. I hope you guys are having a great. Whoops, moving my picture around here. Hoping you guys are having a great day. Obviously a little bit of a recovery in risk. So we're seeing some dollar weakness as we expected. Dollar is actually trading near its lows of the session right now. You can see this pullback, and it might actually extend a little bit further here. But I did just put an S&P short as a pattern in play because we're at the 618 retracement. So I think we're gonna, find some resistance. I thought we would stop at the 50% retracement, but it may actually just be right here, previous support acting as current resistance somewhere around these levels here. And as a result, the dollar is weakening. So let's do this. I'm gonna just adjust this S&P chart for a second. Grab that. It probably looks something like this. And we're sitting on obviously the trend line at the moment. So let's see if we can find some resistance over here, which I think we will. Let me delete all this stuff. Now, I was looking at, I started a couple of short positions. I actually started a little bit of an Aussie short. Let's see, at 75.30, and I'm adding to it. So, I mean, I'm down like 2 pips as we are coming into this resistance zone. That's not bad, especially after the rally that we've seen in equities. So the Aussie really hasn't bounced all that much. The Kiwis bounced some. We've seen the Kiwi might extend to 71 cents. The Euro's bouncing, but we're knocking our head up resistance. I don't know if we're going to make it all the way up here. I have to assume that we are. But again, I look at like the dollar move right now. And it's not very impressive based on, the dollar is weakened, obviously, but it hasn't weakened that much considering the big bounce that we've seen in equities. So maybe the dollar has a little bit more catching up, after a 1.5% move in the S&P, but I don't know. Cables bounce quite a bit. So the pound, might be able to stretch its legs up towards 140. Dollar Canadians come down right into the support zone. I think this is pretty key. I started a long position about 17 pips ago, and I have another order out. Let me see. Yeah, I have another order out 15, 16 pips away or so. So I'm trying to just buy a little bit more down here at 73.50. But I'm willing to willing to sell a little bit of risk at these levels because we've seen such a big bounce in S&Ps. And if you look at the like I was just pointing out the dollar mex. Look, this is the North American session right here. We're not too far off of our highs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if we're going to get this dollar mex. It actually looks like this. Like we might be flagging here. And that's obviously a bullish sign too. So when you look at the dollar Mexican peso kind of looking like that, to me it makes me believe that we might actually see some stock market weakness as we come into the latter half of the session. Remember, it is Monday. Monday is where most of the gains in the stock market has been made over the last year and a half. So if you look at every Monday is pretty strong, and then we end up giving back some of those gains throughout the course of the week. I don't think today is going to be any different than that. A lot of people are buying off the little bit more dovish Fed speakers and their speeches. Now, you guys do understand this is the Fed and the way that they're manipulating the market with their words. we see a big sell-off like we saw in risk, of course, the Fed governors are going to go do some speeches and sound a little bit more dovish, so the market will, you know, stabilize. I mean, that's exactly what had happened. You know, you got the S&P last week selling off really aggressively. We've recovered a lot of it. Again, that's due to the, you know, Fed governors, you know, marching out and trying to be a little bit more, you know, dovish than they were. Of course, that's by directive of you know, Powell. You know, let's stabilize these markets, guys. Let's make sure people know that we're not really close to tapering yet. You know, that's just trying to manage expectations here. We've seen a little bit of bounce back in gold. I'm a little worried about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin doesn't look so good. I mean, that to me looks like we are at risk of breaking through this trendline support. I think. Trying to adjust this. Not yet, but anyway, you can see how weak it is. Gold and silver, you know, I mean, we bounced back a little bit, but, you know, really not that much. That's, you know, looking around, if the market believed that the Fed was going to be a little bit more dovish, I think we'd see a bigger rally in precious metals. I know I just pointed this out regarding crude oil. Crude hit new trend highs. I just sent out the analysis of it in case you missed it. Crude's at new trend highs. RSI is divergent. As a matter of fact, I'm going to come back to that chart here in a second. I want to go back to this hourly chart, but you know, the 161% extension comes in at 74.76. Very divergent relative strength. I would assume any move above 74 cents is going to be a failure, or $74, excuse me. Let's go back to this hourly chart really fast. I was just thinking something. Hold on a minute. Just in case, that would be a butterfly pattern. Just in case we make a move up there. We see I had a couple comments come in. Gorkum says, hello, Mr. Blaker. Good morning, or hello, Gorkum. Good idea to scalp gold opening short position. Yeah, you know, I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't. But the dollar seems pretty weak. So for now, so I know it's not weak overall, but just in case overnight, because see, this is no, that was a confirmed low there. What I would think is if you can get gold back to 1800, that's the place to be short, in my opinion. I'm not the best gold trader in the world, admittedly, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oops, sorry. Ethereum. Look at how weak Ethereum looks. Anyway, it's kind of a slow Monday. I think it's a, you know, it's obviously a recovery day. Let's see how we close by the end of the day. but I think you've got, you know, these are the times where you see these bounces, you see these, you know, pullbacks, and you got to use this as an opportunity to reestablish positions. It's tough to do it when you know, you're seeing that type of move, but you've got to. Raj says, Blake, you are not a gold digger. Stell is. This is true. This is true. All right, guys. Stelios, if you saw that, or if you're watching this, Raj means it, and so do I. All right. Anyway, guys, have a good day. Again, I would say use these bounces, these pullbacks to reestablish positions, and let's see how we close. Like if stocks close, like we see a little bit of selling from here, that probably means that we put in the high for the week, I would think. All right. Have a great one, guys. We'll talk to you soon.